My name's Steve Eimers. I want to talk to you about a secret illegal campaign that Lindsay Transportation Solutions, a California-based company, conducted in the state of Tennessee involving an unsafe safety product called the Lindsay Xlite. Let me step back for a minute. On the morning of November 1st, 2016, my daughter was fatally eviscerated by a defective Lindsay Xlite Guardrail and terminal. Xlite had been banned before Hannah's crash. The girl that was with Hannah walked away without a scratch. One of Lindsay's premises has been that I'm just a vindictive father that has just tried to destroy Xlite and destroy Lindsay. But that's not who I am. I believe in the inherent transcendent value of human life. I've tried to live my life that way. I have 6 adopted children. I've traveled to over 24 orphanages in Eastern Europe. I've brought dozens of orphans over here on hosting trips. I've helped evacuate families and friends out of Afghanistan and Ukraine. And my Xlite Guardrail advocacy, which has led to over $100 million of recalls and even a new federal law related to crash testing integrity, it all comes out of the same worldview that life has inherent transcendent value because mankind is created in the image of a holy and just God. I do what I do because I am trying to save lives from a company that has placed profits over people. And I won't apologize for that. Let me talk to you about this campaign. Tennessee had purchased Xlites very early, and Lindsay, despite knowing that it would produce potentially lethal outcomes, instructed end users to install Xlites without the key bolt at post 7 passing through rails 3 and 4. They knew this was required to prevent deadly, what the patent calls, misevents. They were specifically warned by the inventor of Xlite that this was absolutely essential. But those bolts cost $5, so Lindsay didn't provide them, and then they went a step further and said, don't install it through rails 3 and 4. Sometime in late 2013, they decided they had a change of heart and decided, let's pass the bolt through rails 3 and 4 at post 7. So they concocted a scheme to sneak onto Tennessee's roads. This involved the vice president of engineering, salesmen from around the country, and the president of Lindsay Transportation Solutions as the ringleader. They sneaked into Tennessee, they traveled around the state, and what they were doing is they were using large 6-foot pry bars. Sometimes the posts wouldn't be perfectly aligned, so they might have to drive that into the ground and bend the posts. Pulling them out of plumb, they were no longer level. They discussed taking power tools and cutting bolts so that they could make them their modifications. They talked about taking drills and drilling through guardrails, existing guardrails, without DOT permission. Something they know that is not recommended by the Federal Highway Administration. They had large sledgehammers, even bigger than this one. They were knocking posts and bolts to make them work and do what they wanted. There are spreadsheets of what Lindsay did. There are conference calls, and there's an email that says, I would not advise to mention any of the post 7 business to TNDOT, as this was not discussed with the department originally. They knew what they were doing was illegal, and I can tie this campaign to the death of Hannah and 2 deaths in rural Cumberland County, Tennessee. It is past time that the FBI, the TBI, and the USDOT's OIG open a criminal investigation into what Lindsay did on Tennessee's roadways. This type of behavior has been prosecuted in the past, both civilly and criminally. In the state of Tennessee, there was a company called Lou Industries. They were investigated criminally. They paid a settlement and they were prosecuted. It is past time that these agencies step up and hold those accountable that did this.